Staining wood for a flawless finish isn't complicated, but it does require that you follow a process. Now, if you change the order of steps or you skip a step, your results will vary. In this video, I'm going to take you through the full standard process of staining wood, from sanding right through to wiping back the stain. But for this demonstration, I'll be using oak and an oil-based stain, so you can clearly see how the process works with easy-to-use materials. So now before we actually start staining, we need to first understand what stain does. Stain absorbs into the wood fibers. It does not sit on top like paint does. That means the wood itself and the condition of its surface will have the greatest effect on how the stain color develops. We will be using oak, which is open grained. That means it will accept the stain evenly and more predictably. Now, other woods can absorb unevenly because of their density or structure. That's where blotching usually comes from. Notoriously harder to stain woods are softwoods such as pine or fir, and dense woods like beech and maple. While we're only going to look at the process of staining wood now, I do recommend looking at my other videos, which will dive into the methods to minimize blotching of stain on those more difficult wood types. So we'll sand this oak board together. I like to start by using a pencil to lightly draw a line across the board. That way, while you're sanding, you can ensure you remove the pencil fully between each grit. In this case, we're going to work our way up, starting at grit 80, 120, 180, 240. Between each grit, I also like to take a moment to clean the board to ensure no dirt and grime gets sanded in. In this case, I used a tack cloth, drew on a pencil mark again, and then sanded with the next grit. As a final step, I use alcohol, denatured alcohol in this case, just to wipe down the board to ensure there's no dust, no grime, and also no potential interference from the tack cloth before I move on to stain. Now, there are two main ways to color wood: pigment-based stains and wood dyes. Pigment stains are finely crushed material suspended in either an oil or water-based binder. This type of colorant settles into the wood pores and will highlight wood grain. It's popular with open grain woods like oak. But wood dyes, the color soaks directly into the wood fibers. This creates an overall translucent tone and is known to minimize blotching on dense woods. Now, dyes come in water-based, alcohol-based, and oil-based versions, and they're often sold as concentrates, which means you can mix them stronger or weaker depending on how deep you want the color. For this video, I'll be using an oil-based pigment stain from Osmo. Oil stain offers you a longer working time than water-based does, which means it's easier to control, especially if you're new to staining. As we are working with a pigment-based stain, you need to always stir your stain thoroughly before using it. Pigment settles at the bottom, and if you do not stir properly, your color tone will not be consistent from start to finish on your project. So you can apply stain with a brush, foam brush, or cloth. I'll be using a cloth for this demonstration. Therefore, I'll be wearing gloves. As a quick reminder, stain will stain your skin. Start by applying an even, generous tone of stain following the grain. You want to make sure the surface is evenly wet as you apply, and you want to work across the full length and minimize any stopping. You do not need to scrub aggressively, just let the stain do the work. And once applied, allow the stain to sit per the manufacturer's instructions. Now, whatever you do, do not let the stain dry on the surface. So watch that first spot you applied carefully. This is because if oil stain dries before you wipe it back, it can create a sticky film that will need fixing. For water-based, you could end up with streaks. Now, unfortunately, I've learned that lesson the tough way. The final step is to wipe off the excess stain with a clean, lint-free cloth, following the direction of the grain. When you are finished, the surface should feel not wet or tacky, but rather dry to the touch. So just a quick word about safety before we move on. Whenever you work with an oil-based product, and you have rags left over, how oil-based products cure is via oxidization, which basically produces heat. If you leave those oil rags crumpled up, that heat can actually produce or result in a fire. So, for safety purposes, take your rag, lie them flat on concrete floor. That's what I do in my workshop. I'd actually lay them right underneath my smoke alarm. And if you lay them flat, as soon as they're dried, which in reality probably takes a day, 2 days tops, they can then be disposed of safely. Now, oil based stain takes on average between 8 to 12 hours to dry. To be sure of the drying time for your product, please check the manufacturer's recommendations on the can or on their website. Once it's been dried, you will want to take steps to actually finish the board. Stain, while it adds color, it does not protect the surface. Now, I had planned on doing a comparison test to see a well sanded board against a not as well sanded board. But unfortunately, oak is a very forgiving, open grained wood. So while there are a few fine detail scratches where the pigment based stain settled in more on the less sanded board, the difference is not so it's not such a huge difference that you can really notice it on the camera. So, if you follow a consistent process, staining can become predictable. In short, you need to prepare the surface by sanding properly, removing the dust, stir your stain well, apply your stain with the grain along the length of the board, and then allow the correct drying time before wiping back fully. Once this foundation is solid, you can tackle most woods easily for a flawless finish. Stay tuned as we'll dive into difficult to stain woods and different stain types in the next videos.